Any homework due? Do you guys do the homework? Okay, so here, let's talk about this Jira. So we have um, two things here in this Jira. We have, I mean, this is Jira is a little bit complicated because it works mostly, third-party tools, unlike Rally, HPLM, and DFS. All these are tools are proprietary and it's been user friendly. All of that. So, but Jira is too user friendly, but it's like everything is integrated with third party tools. Okay, whatever you need to do. Let's say if you want to write a test case, you need to use some third party module like Zephyr or to write your test cases separately in this. Okay, otherwise you can to write the test cases here, but it's not that user friendly that you have it. So this is so I'll give you access for this. You can have a look. Okay, and also I'll be giving you homework on okay, so let's talk about this pretty quick. So this is the dashboard. Okay, so dashboard, right? So whenever you log in into it, um, you get the dashboard here. Okay, the use of dashboard is let's say your boss give you some work, right? Then that's how it shows up here. You see this assigned to me. This is assigned to me, and this is what it is. Assigned to you. So you can look at it and saying, hey, somebody assigned a work. Not just your boss, but anyone, your QA lead or any team member, gives you some work. It just shows up here. Okay, that's the use of dashboard. Not only that, you also have a lot of things going on. Who has changed the user story? What's going on with the user story? How many defects is being closed? What are the defects that's being reported? All those things. It's you can organize actually. You have this. You can create your own dashboard and you can put whatever the information you want. Let's say defect reporting or defect tracking. You can do all this, and you have a lot of space here, so you can do. So this is the dashboard. So normally, if if you got surprises, you can look into here. What are the things you need to do and what is pending for you. Okay, so this is the dashboard. So this has works in every tool except HPLM. Okay, useful for tracking purposes, like what are the defects, what are the user stories, and what are the tickets you're handling, and so on. Okay, so let's talk about this. So once you have this, you have this home button. When you click on this home button, you have these two options here. Okay, there's two apps, and one is Jira. This is Jira. Okay, this is Jira, and the other is Confluence. This Confluence is um, so this is SharePoint. So that's called SharePoint. So what's the use of this SharePoint, right? So the SharePoint is like, let's say you have written some test cases, not just test case. You have written your test plan, test strategy document, all those things, and you need to share the team or you need to download. So you have to get this Confluence. Okay. If you don't have access to this Confluence, then you need to request an access for Confluence. Okay, but let's look into this. Okay, let's click on this and see what is there here. So here's the thing. So this was not very user friendly a little bit, a while ago. But these guys have changed a lot here. Oops, there's a lot of being changed. Uh, so this became more complicated and you know a little bit more complex to understand this. But anyway, here you have this lot of information. So this is kind of dashboard for your Confluence, and here this you see this. You have a lot of. Let's click on this Confluence QA. So this is the page is supposed to open because I've created this, but somehow this doesn't open. So you need to click on that, and once you do that, let's go to the file list for now. Okay, let's go to the file list and go to here. Let's see file list. Okay, good. So this is the space that I created for Confluence. That means whatever work you have to do in this project, kind of project, right? One project, two projects, three projects, and so on. So that's the reason I created this. Okay, but I'm not sure how this thing is being understood by Confluence. But okay, once you find out this project, okay, so I'll be giving URL. So no issues. You just log in into that, and you get this URL. Okay. This is the URL. Okay. HTTPS itamerica.atlassian.net wiki spaces IATT pages 32777 slash files plus list. Let's see that if that's the one. Let's quickly check. Yeah. So there's a looks like they have changed the URL. It's not the same URL. Wow. This has display here, and this is basis. Wow, interesting. Okay, so that guys changed a lot here. So okay, so let's take it. If you get any error, I'll get you this URL. Okay. What? Let's see here. If I get that thing set it up right now, we can check it out. Okay, so it's working. Okay, so that URL is redirecting to this page. So that's good. Okay, good. So now maybe that is completely different thing. Okay, so no more. Okay, so whatever the URL, you can follow that. So once you do this, okay, you can create your own file list. And once you create this file list in your name, make sure you put in your name. What is your name and description, what you're trying to do. And once you do that, it's the space is created for you. And here is a thing where you need to drop your files, whatever the files, So I'll be giving you, so you guys know what is a test plan, right? You need to do some homework on that, okay? So I'll be giving you this test plan document. You need to change some information and put this and drop it in SharePoint. This is your work as a QA lead. Okay, this is what you'll be doing as a QA lead, right? Not just QA lead. If you have senior QA or if there is no one in the team who really, QA will be doing this. Okay, don't get surprised. No, you cannot just say no. It's not my job. Okay, because if no one else is doing, you have to do it. Okay, no one will do it. So that's a problem. So if your lead is there, that's good. You will be handling it. But if your lead is not there, senior QA should handle it. If no one is there to do that work, now you're the one who is responsible because it comes to you when it's this thing should be handled. So that's what you need to drop the files here. Put that file test plan, and you can once you drop it. Let's get this and. So once you put this, okay, once you drop here the files, okay, so this is the one. Okay, good. Once you create it, your name by your name and create it and drop. So somebody has already done this, right? Um, so here, this they didn't put any files here, but this is how you need to put the files. Okay, put the files here. First create file list, and I'll be giving you this URL. This is the URL that you'll be having. So you will be redirecting this page right here, so you don't have to navigate anything from anywhere. You don't have to figure it out anything. Those all things. I take care of it. Just use this URL and just click in this create file list. Put your name and put the description. What is it about? What is the test plan? Is there a test plan, test strategy, or are you documenting meeting notes and all those things? And once you do that, make sure you drop the file. Okay, so that's how you use this Confluence. So this is a Confluence. Okay, it's SharePoint. Okay, and it's not necessary you use this kind of. This is the interface for Atlassian. Atlassian is the company. It doesn't have to be this way. It's much more user friendly tools. A lot of user friendly tools. This is not really that user friendly to be to take note of. This is really not that user friendly because it gets pretty confusing. If I click this, it goes somewhere else, and a lot of. Okay, so here is the options. If you have meeting notes, you can drop down the meeting notes here. If you have product requirements like business requirements and all those, you can drop right here. Okay, sprint retrospectives. If some sprint retrospective goes out, you can drop those files or notes here. Or not even that, if you want to create some custom page, you can create your own custom page. Of course, you may not have this access because this access is really controlled, and as a tester, you really don't have this access. You'll be mostly having all this access will not be there. Mostly you'll be having only this access, and you need to drop your files or you need to edit your files. Most probably you may not also have the edit files because this is really not Java QA. But just in case, if you have given access and if you're supposed to do it, you need to do it, right? So that's how this is for. Okay. Any questions here in Confluence? So this is the list. It's kind of dashboard for Confluence and. Okay, so if you're good with Confluence, let's go back. Yes. Okay, great. So that's the hard part to going back to my here, right? That's pretty not user friendly, but still it's good. You can still use it because you need to use some tricks, tips and tricks because this is what when you remove all those things, you go directly to Jira. So that's what I did. I removed all this in the URL and just hit enter, and I went directly to the Jira access. And if you want to go to Confluence, you can. But this options is supposed to be there in the Confluence, right? Let's say if I'm clicking this Confluence, and now I need to go back, right? I need to go back, and there's really nothing to go back, right? So that's really hard part here. So, let's see here. I have an option. Oh, here you have option. So you can go back here. So it's kind of just user friendliness. Okay. So that's about Confluence. Okay, it's really not user friendly. I understand that, but you just don't have to worry about it. I'll just give an URL. And just you can try you just try to create your directory, your folder, and then you can drop your files. Okay, just as a test plan. Okay, so that's about the Confluence. Let's talk about this Jira. So here, um, So if you want to create anything in Jira, there is one button always. Even if you have to create any user story, okay, you're not going to create user story, but unless you're a BA or a product owner. But it's just a point that's you have if you want to create any issue or feature or defect or test case or epic, whatever you need to create. Is just one button here, a create option. You see this. This is one good thing. You can say in Jira, that's just one button. You don't have to look in dashboard or project to create anything else. Um, okay, just click on hit on create button, and here you need to select project. Project is the other way. You need to select any of those tools, whatever tools you're using. Project with project you're working is always important. Um, so here, see here, you have access. Let's have you access. Uh, So yeah, this whatever access you have this in the project, you will be getting that. If you don't have access, then the projects will not be showing up here. So this is one I have access. So what did I do? Okay, maybe I have to assign this access. Okay, this is once you use this. Let's say if you have 3 to 4 projects, and which project does it belong? So you can select right here. And what is the issue type? Is it an improvement? Is it a task? See here, you don't have test case option, right? This is a little bit. This gets a little bit convoluted here, but let's see here how we can still manage to create our own test case here. Let's see, how can we do that? Here we can do it as a task. Okay, we can go ahead and create a task, and we can write a test case there itself. But yeah, you have improvement. That means it can be user story and new feature, that is a user story. Bug, you want to create defect, that's bug. And if it's epic, if it's epic, this is also new. But this is not for QA point of view. It can be a kind of business point of view or business requirement point of view to create that. Okay, so here we'll just try to create a task here. And summary, let's create task here. And see description, you can write some description, like you can write those like um like you can write steps right away here, like step 1. Okay, the reason because you really don't have those options like creating not that you don't have it, because you need to use this third-party plugin and integrate it, and you need to write in that. Okay, but here you don't have it, so you can write here step. Let's see here. So I'm not writing any steps here, just to show you. So this option here. Okay, what is the priority? Okay, you can assign this priority here. We'll just put it as medium and just create. Okay, so here note down the number IATT -7. Okay, so that's our task here. So once it's created, it's gone. Okay, but you need to locate it. So let's see here. I have. Okay, good. We have 2 projects. Okay, here we have 2 projects here. So we have created a project IATT. Let's go to this. Once you click on that, you will figure it out. So this is a little bit. This works on agile, so there's agile issues. And okay, good. Now we have created issues. So let's say this is not an agile. Okay, let's for ease of understanding, we'll not go for agile. So these backlogs, you see these backlogs, active sprints, these are more for agile related. We know about agile, right? Yesterday we have discussed about agile. So this is what are the sprints going on, what are the releases, what are the reports. Okay, so we'll not worry on that. So for for now we'll talk about these issues. Okay, and here if you see this, if you remember, we have created test cases for GMO online. Okay, if you click on that, so whatever issues you create, it is in the bulk here. You see there's a lot of issues. So this is really not good for large team. This is good for small teams. Okay, small teams in sense like 3 to 4 people are working in a team, and that's good. One developer, one tester, and scrum master, and that's good. You don't want to work with large people. Why? You can ask the question why it's not good, because a lot of people create a lot of work here. You will get confused which is your work. So that's the reason it's really not recommended for. But Rally is good. Rally is good for a number of people because even they create in their own name, and they have all those things, and everyone names get you can filter out there here. Here it's really not really, although you can filter, maybe you have this filter option, but it's really not a good option to create for it's to have this for large people because it's for small people and small team. Okay, so once you create, let's say this is a test case, and this is a this is column wise. Okay, this is the column 1, column 2, column 3. In the column 2, there's the issues. In column 1, there is what's the issues about, and in the column 3, here you can change the task. Okay, so here is the thing. So here's the one. You know what? Let's see. Let's suppose I have one test case here. Okay, so let's see here. Actually, I start off creating here, but somehow we missed this. Okay. Okay, let's take this test case. Okay. So you know how to create test case, right? So I'm not explaining that. I'm just going to different project and copying that. And I can edit it. Click on edit. And I put my test case here. Okay. And this is now if you have more options here. Okay, there are more options here. Now you can have the label. You can put the label or is the estimate. Again, you need to give some time, right? Or how much time you're working on. Here it's a 3 weeks, 4 days, 12 hours. It really depends on how you're using it. We use normally hours. Okay. In Rally, always use hours, but it depends. So we want if you want to use hours, then always it's better to use hours. Other than specified how the client is using, how the project is going. Okay. And next you have to drop your files. Let's say I want to drop my. Let's say I have my own test case, right? Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, let's say I have this test case ready made, and I'm using this Excel, not really any tool, so I'll just use an Excel to view my test cases. Okay, and this is my test cases, and I'm updating in my Excel. That is it, pass or fail. I'm not really using any tool here. Okay, so this is what I'm using, and if there's any comments, I'm updating here. And let's say I have this ready, and I'll upload here. I can do that. I mean, this is one way of doing work. I mean, it don't have to be the same what I'm saying to you. It's like, this is one way. Write just your test cases in Excel, put it here, dump it in this so that you'll have some evidence saying that, yeah, you have written test cases. May not be here. Always it's not supposed to be here. It's not necessary. We can put the test case here and attach it. Due date, fill up all the information. 22nd is our last date, and if you know if it is linked issues, like because is this a previous issue, or it is because the other requirement, or is because of the other defects and all those, you can specify here. And what's the issue about here, we can write it here. And who is the who is the respective owner of this defect. I mean, owner of, okay, this task, right? So this will, of course, QA, just as a QA. If there is any big, some requirements, and you can add this comment. Of course, comment is always there. You can use this comment option. And click on update. Okay, so once we have done this, here we have in the description too, you have written some of the test case and you have attachment. Okay, either one you can do or both. It's up to you. Once you do that, change the workflow. Okay, this is in. Okay, this is to do status, right? You need to change it in the review. So once you change into review, that means this goes to your QA lead, and he or she reviews this your work. Okay, that's what it means by in review. Okay. Once it's in review, there might be one more status, and once it's, so there can be one more status, or you don't have to be. Once you review, you will say it's okay, it's good. In the comment section, they can update here, or they can say you verbally. Okay, once it's done. Okay, so once it's done, you need to update your. Here you see a lot of information here. Okay, so what you can do is go to the edit again, change the estimated work. You will see this how much estimation original, how much it was, okay, and the remaining how much it was. Once you have done, update it and change the workflow again to done. Okay, so this is done. So the problem is, look at this. You need to be really pay some attention here. Once you have done this, you want to refresh it. Just try to refresh it. That is located into second column in the lower corner on the left side. Click on refresh it. If you see that task is completely gone. You see this, the task which we have created, IATT-7 is gone. Okay, so the way the Jira maintains here is a little bit different here. Okay, so you need to understand here. So if it's gone, you don't have to panic. Oh, it's gone. Where is my task? Where is my defect? Where is my user story? Okay, you don't have to panic, because once it's done, it moves out from that folder or from that project, and automatically it moves out, and it gets archived. Okay, that particular task or defect gets archived. Now you can retrieve it. Okay, so here is the thing. Go to the issues. If you want to retrieve it, what you have lost, you can go here and click on reported by me. Okay, on my open issues, and let's see here, not open issues, of course, reported by me, because it's no more open, it's closed, so that's the reason. Okay, so if you see here, you know what, you can use all those filters here, which user you're looking for who is the owner of this, you can use all those filters. And okay, so here is sorted by date and what date I have done. So this is what I'm looking for, so I get this issue. So this is pretty easy. Okay, so this is the one which was task was completed. Okay, this was pretty easy because this gets updated based on the timing. Which timing is there, it gets updated. Otherwise, you need to look into here. Go to the done issues. You have to use a lot of filters here. Okay, so what you can do is find the filter, and who is the owner. First thing, who is the owner of that, and search if you match any description. If you remember any description, which project or which project you were working on, and which is the one you are looking at. So once you put all this filter information, then it pulls out for you automatically. Okay, this is how you can open, just to open and as well as close Once it closed, this is how you need to find out issues. Okay, this task. So this task was closed, and you know, um, so it was moved out of the project completely. Okay, you know what? We just unmove it. That means we just put it in review. It goes out from here again. It's supposed to go out. Right? See here. Okay, so it's moved again. It goes back to this place because we just changed it to in review process, and it should be here. This project. Project. Okay, here you go. So this is how you, if you lost some, if you lost some of your tasks or bugs, you can retrieve, by just going in the issues and, report at me, and you can get back your task. Okay, in Jira, specifically for the Jira. Okay, so that's about this test cases. So here's the thing, right? Sometimes, okay, let's try to use this. So since you don't have a comfortable place for writing your test cases, you might use some third-party tool. Let's see. This doesn't work here. I've never tried it, but let's see if it works. Yeah, sometimes you have to, what, you'll be writing your test cases some third-party tool like, for example, Sentry. It's really not a good, to write here because I didn't update it, and it's really, uh, thing is, I didn't really completely understand the process of this. Once you do this, once you write it, this gets updated automatically here itself. Here is how many test cases and what's going on with it and how many issues here it gets updated. So normally this Jira works with the third party plugin, and you write update in third party, this gets, it pulls all the information from there and it gets updated here. Okay, this is also another way of writing the test cases here. Any questions so far? So here, you can feed task and test cases in one. Okay, because really not, you don't have really good space to do the work because it's really clogged information, a lot of clogged information here. So otherwise, in Rally it's good because you have tasks one thing and test cases one thing, and you have to write two separate things. But here you need to clog all in one because you really don't have separate things for you. Okay, so here, so that's how you can create your task, and in Jira, of course, in Jira, you can create your task, and test cases here, and you can also create. Let's try to. You can create bug. Okay, you can create right from here. You see this in this column, or I'll just go here again and create it sooner better. And make sure which project it is. Yeah, it's two projects, right? This is two projects. Okay, here if you click on bug, and let's say here the same bug, and make sure you put the screenshot. Okay, here you can, it has a screenshot here. Let's see here, let's try to do this. So just take a screenshot here. And use Paint, so normally Paint is good, or you can use MS Word too. And once you do this, you have to highlight it. Always it's good to highlight it so you get a better understanding what's going on with that. Once you do that, let's see here. So there's an option here. See this, if there's a link, this good attachment here. See this attachment is there's a defect, info defect. Okay. Once you've done that, click on create. Hopefully it took the attachment. Now it's not showing up here. You see this? You want to refresh it? Okay, great. Now it's showing up. Okay. So okay, good. You see this? You are seeing this attachment right here, so it's good. So this is how you can create a defect in Jira. Okay, this is so if you need to understand this. These are these icons you see here. The icons, the blue icon with tick mark is actually the task, and the green icon with plus, the plus sign is called feature. You see your feature, and the red icon with circle is called defect or bug. Okay, and there's one more thing actually. It's called epic, or is purple color. I don't think it's called purple color, and that's called epic. Okay, it's kind of user story. Okay, it's more have to do more on product owner side. More it's related to more on product owner side. Okay. And similar things, if you want to edit it, go ahead and edit. Again, options here. Okay, so this options is applicable not for tester, but developer. How much time they took to fix this defect? So that's what it means. Okay. What environment you're using? This you have to use it, of course. Testing environment, or staging environment, or production environment, or development environment. Okay. And we have this due date. Okay, so you know this due date, put it here. And if it's any linked issue, if it's related to any other issue, you can put it here. And who is the assignee? Who is the responsible guy to do this work? So normally this is supposed to be done by developer. So we put the assign developer. If there's an epic link, click on epic link. Or if there's any comment, click on update. And again, you need to change the workflow. If you want to change the workflow, always change it to in progress. Let's put there's an option here in progress. Okay, good. The same progress it should be there. Once it's in progress, this is to do in progress. Then you have one more interview. Okay. Once you assign this to the developer, who is the developer here. Okay, they will change into interview and they will assign it back to you. Okay, they might ping you or they might email you saying that okay, this is fixed. Can you check back? Okay, this is really not so intuitive than Rally, because Rally has a lot of options, right? They have 3-4 views so that you can see. Here you don't have too many views. It's not difficult. You can edit your own workflow. Actually, they have this. You can change your own workflow. Let's see here. Okay, great. You know what? Say I got this email. That's how developer gets an email when you open this defect. You see this defect number IATT. It's good. See this. This is I got an email that is changing in progress and developer supposed to work on this. But it's really not. Don't take this as a granted that whenever you're changing this, you will get an email. Really don't expect that cakewalk, because it's really not necessary that you have to get in every time you get an email. So here is we have a convenient and this gets, but it's really not necessary. It's whole and soul based on the administrator. Jira Jira administrator how they want to assign it. Sometimes they don't want to email it because really they are not bothered, so they keep the email option off. So developer might not get an email. Okay. Um, yeah, so you need to manually email them. Okay. So in that case, you need to manually email them. Make sure to put CC or your email is good that I change it. Okay. So I'm assigned to it, so it's getting email to you as well as to the assigning. This gets two guys gets an email. Okay. So if doesn't if you know if this is automated, so that's good. It goes an email. If it's not in the case, then you need to send an email to the developer. Make sure CC your lead. Your lead supposed to be there in the CC so that you're sending emails so that they also know what you're trying to do. Okay, that means you're not idle and you're not sitting idle. You're doing some work, right? So that's and also it also serves as an evidence that you have done this work and it's pending from developer point of view, right? It gives some evidence here because lead is aware so that whenever your boss requests, so you cannot just directly go to the boss, right? Now if your boss requests updates from the lead, and the lead will then tell you, yeah, we have this issue going on, 3 issues, and we're working on it. Okay, so your lead will be giving an update to your boss. Okay, so that's how it's supposed to work. Okay, so this is the bug, and once you um, close this, let's say if you're seen done, maybe that will get another email. It's good. And once it's done, it moves out from this project. That's why you refresh it. Okay, good. It's gone. It's gone from this project. You see this? Um, and again, if you need to figure it out, you need to go ahead and click on issues and report it by me, and you can get those issues, and if you want, you can get back to right to this project. So this is how this thing works in Jira. Any questions so far? So I mean, things remain same. Creating the test cases, creating tasks, all this remains same in any tool. You take any random tool, okay, no matter it's a test management tool, say even if it's a BMC ticket management tool, even may not have option of creating test cases or something, but of course they have some option of commenting or have some kind of information so that you can put some information there. So if you take any random test management tool or a ticket management tool or any other tool, you'll be doing the same work. Okay, if you are as a QA, if you are as a QA, you will be doing as same work like creating test cases, editing, editing it, changing the status, sending bugs to the developer. If it's not going automatically, then you have to send through email. So all this process remains same irrespective of any tool. Okay, so the point is don't get addicted to the tool. That's my point. Okay? Because Jira was easy. Rally. You got Rally was easy. Everyone got used to this Rally. Oh yeah, I know Rally. It's good. But suddenly Jira is a little bit different. Although you're doing the same work here, but still it's not really that intuitive. But still you can do the same work here too. Okay, just like here we retain test cases, test the files, all this we still can do, no matter what kind of tool you're using it. Okay, so that's the point. So let's say this was for some different methodology, right? So let's say if you're going to so here is the thing. If you close this defect, this task done, and this gets emailed to the developer as well as the concerned person who is using it. Okay, that's great. So, but it's not really necessary. It's always the same. Okay, so don't expect, oh yeah, I created this issue, developer got it. Don't expect that because it's really not necessary, and it's completely based on admin, how the admin uses it. Okay, that's how. If they change up the email option off, then they'll not get email. Okay, so you need to be careful on that. Okay, so here again in the report section, you can create reports here too. Little bit limited here, not as good as Rally, but still you can create a lot of reports here too. You see this burn down chart, sprint report, similar reports, different terminologies here. Here you can create pie chart too, and you can still have reports. Let's see here if you can get it. Okay, so we don't have any story points. That's the reason we are not getting here reports. So we get only for bugs. Let's see if we have any bugs. Defect reporting. Here you cannot create a lot of customized report. Okay, it's hard to create customized report, but still you have a lot of option here. Okay, and you can still try to see here if you can do this. So here you have some option who have created how many issues are pending, how many unassigned, and how many people are working on that issue. Okay, so this is simple report. Okay, this is a pie chart. Okay, and here we have another report, issue analysis. Let's go to the issue analysis. How many days? Let's see here. So here's the issue analysis. This is how you get. Okay, how many issues have been opened recently? How long this is, and this is how you get the report. And you can, I think you can save it. Okay, so this doesn't work that way. So it doesn't work anything, if it doesn't work this, so what you can do is, you know what? Oh, this is hard. So you know what I would do? I just go here, get this option as print, and see this if it's working for me. That's great. This is really good. And I'll just save it here. Desktop. Put this. Save it, and I'll send an email. This report. Okay. This is what I would do if I want to, because really there's no option to export. You see this, or you can do this. Here you see this. This is good. I really, don't have option here. You really don't have option to export. This is really bad. See, this is really configured, but I don't know how to use this. Okay, so in that case, I would just go here, print it, use this Chrome. Chrome is good. So once you use this Chrome, it's not just Chrome. You can use, if you're using Firefox, you also may have some option to put it in PDF. Once you put this HTML into PDF and save it, then you can also email it to your boss saying that, okay, so this is the report of this. Okay, so this is good. Okay, because you really don't have an option to export this. That's the problem. Okay, so really they didn't put it. Maybe you can request to go put it in feedback, maybe the feedback option. But this is, this tool is a little bit more evolving process, so you have still a lot of things. So yeah, as I told you, you don't have many options, but you still have to create your customized report. So if you know some things, let's say if if you're looking for some status or see your issues, and if you have to let's see what input should is nothing. Okay, good. So you know what? This is how you can generate customized reports. So really not too many options like Jira, but yes, still you have some options here. Okay. Any questions in reports? And let's go to the next one. So let's say this was all you were working on. Any other methodology doesn't matter. Agile doesn't matter. You still have to create test cases. You still have to do all those things. But let's say if you are more into agile process, and you have this option as backlog. See this? Once you click on this backlog, we have similar options. That you remember this board kind of things, this is also similar. I guess we can click. Oh, good. Okay, so this is how you can change your board kind of thing. This is also similar. Okay. If you want to drag it here, just like this, and this was say okay, confirm. Okay, good. So this is again board of things, but here this is sprint one, sprint two. So technically, you cannot drag this like just like that because this is really a different sprint altogether. That means this is going into 1 month, going to next month, and this is going third month, fourth month, so on. Okay, so if you have any backlog items, you can create the backlogs here just like this. You have this backlog items and drag this backlog into which sprint does it go. Let's say here second sprint. Let's go to sprint. So that's how you can drag this and put it in this which sprint it's supposed to go. Okay. So this is more better on this one. And I'll remove this again. Put it back here. So these are the backlog items. Okay, just remember this backlog items is showing you agile. Let's go back here and let's review it. So let's have some better idea. See this? We talked about this backlog, right? You see this product. This is what it is. Okay, this is what here they are. This is what they are talking about. Okay, these are backlog items. You can create a number of backlogs. Based on this. Once you put in backlog, these are organized into sprint backlog. That means you're taking this backlog and putting in one of the sprints like this, okay, just like that. And then just you're running this whole sprint and delivering the price. That's what the whole agile means, okay? That's what it is. Here they made it more clear based on this picture. Okay. Any questions in backlogs in this Jira? Okay, so here, so that's how you have plenty of backlogs, and you could drag this box. That's what it is here, right? You drag this and put into particular sprint. Which sprint is going? So sprint three, yes, sprint three, and you drag that backlog item. And this backlog item will be, who creates this backlog items? Again, product owner. Those guys keep on creating it, keep on writing this backlog, and this gets bunch of backlogs. Here is just only 2 or 3, but technically it will be more than that. And just keep dividing into particular sprint, and that's how you can change this. Okay. Okay, so that's how you can manage these backlog items here. This is also kind of board, but it says this is kind of sprint level, not it's not kind of sprint. It's pretty high level because here you're talking about a lot of sprints. Sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3. So, that means sprint 5. This is 5 months project. For instance, you don't have to be 5 months, but just saying 5 months project, and you're looking at all of the sprints and looking what tasks we have done. So it's for small projects. So it's good for small projects. If it's a large project, a lot of things will be there. User stories will have bunch of user stories, and you don't want to mess up with such kind of things. So that's completely different thing. Okay, but with a small project, this is good. You just take the backlog, put it here, sprint. That's done. It's good. Okay. Let's see here. Issues. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Active sprints. So yeah, here you go. Here is good. Now this is also solves. Let's see if this works. Okay, good. So this is working. So you know what? So this is both again. What we have talked. What we talked about yesterday, right? this board, this traditional board, basically is being replaced by this virtual board. And let's say if it is in Sprint 1 and these are the user stories here. So this is active sprint is good. You know what? You have a lot of user stories. If you have bunch of user stories, all these are shown up in to-do here. And once it goes in product, remember always developer moves this first because you cannot test an application before it is developed, right? So always the developer first. Um, so once you have done that, they have to complete that. It's done. Once it's done, you are, then the testing actually starts. Okay, right? You cannot start testing before the developer is completed. Remember that, and so that's how it works. Okay, so that's how you can move here. Okay, and this is about active sprints. If you have a sprint one, if you have a complete sprint, it goes here, and if you want to bring up next sprint, it comes up the next sprint. If you click here complete sprint again, maybe this moves out. Okay, so we just not mess up with that because maybe somebody else user story I'm using it. Okay, so we just click on this one. So this is how it works. Okay. You see this is a task and this is a feature. So remember this is okay, good. So once you double click on this, this information shows up. So you can look at this, who created it, okay, and who is assigning, and what is the information related. You can see this here. How do you get this? Double click on this. Okay, if you double click on this, all the information shows up. What kind of thing you're looking for, and what is there in subtask, and what is this all about. So this is good. Similar to TFS, similar to Rally. Rally, you may not have such an option to drag and drop, but you have the option to change from progress, from to do to progress, from progress to completed, right? The similar way is of changing progress, you just drag this like a sticky note from here to here, here to here. Okay, any questions so far in this? So this is for each sprint. For each sprint, how much you have worked, this gets updated for each sprint. And once the sprint is completed, click on complete sprint. And this gets, I think this gets out and next sprint shows up. Okay, so that's how it works. And for backlog items, you can view here, there's a lot of backlogs, so here is okay, good. Now we can see a lot of things. Okay, so this is the backlogs, and once you can move it, which sprint this has to go. So you know what? So this is good. This is good for organizing your work. Let's say if you want to use Excel, normally product owner they use Excel. Okay, to all this to put the backlog items. Okay. So instead of using Excel, you can use right here, and they can decide which. Okay, this is priority issue, and this has to go this sprint one. This is not priority issue. This backlog item. This can go in third sprint, so we are not worried about it, and just drag and drop there, and that's it, done. So that will be going in third sprint. Okay. So and if you want to create on, and if you know what it is, a feature, task, or bug, normally this will be an improvement. Okay, and you create here and or task, whatever it is, and you can create the improvement in the backlog and send it. Okay, so that's how you can work on this. So this is more agile perspective, and even without agile, we have worked on this, right? Let's see if you go to the issues. This is non-agile method. That is, you don't have to be in agile. You don't have to be in a waterfall. Any methodology you can use this. It's not any specific to any specific. Okay, because we are doing the same thing again, creating test cases, executing the test cases, reporting the defects, okay, to respective owner, and coordinating with them. And of course, coordination is very important. And, yeah, so you're doing here in this rally. No, sorry, Jira. Any questions so far? So that's about Jira. Okay, if you want to know more, I'll be giving you access to this. You can have a look at it. So we discussed for one type of project, right? So this is one type of project. There is another type of project which is not. So this is like semi-agile and semi-waterfall methods. Okay, so if you're working on this, this is both. This is both. Basically, this project includes both because here you are having waterfall kind of thing, and here you are having agile kind of thing, right? So it's kind of both methodologies, semi-agile, semi-waterfall. But here, if you are looking to this, we didn't discuss about this, right? So this is only once because here, let's see here. So here it says you really don't have the backlogs and because this is completely based on waterfall. There's no agile here because you don't have backlogs and all this. Okay. Oh, so, oops. This is a little bit okay. So if no one has any questions, so can we close this class for today? So tomorrow we'll discuss about HPLM. At HPLM, okay, HPLM. So you'll see. Let's see if the modules, if there have to be these modules have to be there, and we'll talk about this pretty quick. And again, similar process. What we have talked in Jira, what we have talked in Rally, and all this similar process, but this is really not, if you want to use in agile, really not a very good idea, to be honest, because this has a lot of redundant work. You'll get into this once. This is really a little bit odd thing, but we'll talk about this tomorrow. And yeah, any no questions? Okay, thank you guys.